what's going on guys, it's Lewis here for a new video. I've had this video in mind for a few days now, but I thought today was a good time to do it because we're currently driving home from work, which means we've got plenty of time to talk while driving. I thought I'd just make this video really about why I really enjoy owning a older car. Obviously it's not like a full classic, it's not a 30-40 year old car, but it is getting into a appreciating classic. The Puma is turning into an appreciating classic. People are starting to actually earn money on them. And I just thought that I'd touch on a few reasons, and like I say, why I really enjoy owning an older car. I'm sure that most of you guys on the channel have obviously been aware that I used to have a Fiesta ST, 16 plate, brand new, pretty much from new. I had it from 3,000 miles, 1.6 EcoBoost Fiesta ST. So going from that to this has definitely been a big change. Obviously this car's nowhere near as fast, nowhere near as new, nowhere near as fresh. But I enjoy this car a lot more, and that's genuinely how I feel. That's not just me saying it for the sake of saying it. I genuinely do enjoy this car a lot more than my Fiesta ST. And the reasons why, well, there's quite a few of them. The first reason personally why I really enjoy this car is because there's always something to do. With a newer car, there's not really a lot to do. There's not a lot to clean up, it's all there for you. And for someone that really likes cars and likes to learn, that's not ideal. I mean, the first time that I ever took an engine apart was on an older car, my Mark V Zetec S, which now has a Puma engine in it, and I've done that because of the fact that I don't own a newer car. I wanted to do something different, and it's an older car, so I took the engine apart, built it back up almost from scratch, and I now know how to, you know, the basics of building an engine. I know how an engine works. I never used to really know how an engine worked. I had a little idea. I know how a turbo worked because I wanted to do turbo work on the ST, but that was pretty much the limit of that. I didn't have any knowledge on how an engine actually worked until I opened up the engine in my Mark V. So like I say, the older car, I've learned a lot more. I know how to do a lot more things. I feel a lot more confident learning on these cars because there's less to sort of go wrong, less electricals. So it's really nice to have that experience of learning, and I think it's a lot easier to learn on an older car than it is a newer one. And yeah, that's pretty much the biggest reason why I really enjoy owning an older car, but there are many other reasons too. I think the second reason by far is the fact that this car is nowhere near as expensive as the ST was. For me at the time, I financed my ST, and that never really gave me a sense of owning the car. It never really 100% felt like mine, and that was a big sort of issue for me. The whole time I owned the car, yeah, I really did enjoy driving. I thought it was a great car. You know, just paying for the car and sort of feeling like, oh, well, I've got to pay for it this month, and you know, £330 a month, I know it's really expensive compared to other finances, but still, £330 a month is a lot of money, and to know that you don't even own the car and you could probably get it taken off of you at any point if you miss that payment is, you know, not very nice at all. So owning this car outright just feels great for the exact fact that it is 100% my car. The fact that I fully own the car is a really nice feeling. Reason number three has definitely got to be the cost of servicing this. Service parts are extremely cheap to get. I can get them genuine, really cheap from work. They're pretty readily available. I mean, sometimes it's a little bit of a hunt for these parts, which I'll go on to on my next sort of benefit to owning an older car, I guess, for some of you guys out there. But I think number three, definitely the servicing of this car is really cheap to do, and again, going back to that whole learning thing, gives you confidence to service your own car when you've got an older car where it's maybe not in warranty or you don't have as many electricals to really F around with. Having an older car has definitely helped me learn how to service a car a lot better than having a newer car, because again, newer cars don't need servicing as much. You don't really think about it, or at least I didn't anyway with the ST. I serviced it every now and then, I gave it a good oil change every now and then, but proper maintenance and sort of making sure that your car lives for as long as it can is definitely a big part of this car. Like, especially getting those service parts is nice and cheap, and even if you don't go genuine, going to somewhere like Euros or getting a decent brand from Euros, going to Halfords or GSF, any motor factor, parts are generally pretty damn cheap and readily available. Number four then is a little bit of a hypocritical thing to say, but actually searching for parts, because when you've got an older car, finding brand new parts isn't always possible. Going to your manufacturer may give the answer of, well, sorry, but we don't make this part anymore. So searching for new old stock, some fresh bits that a specific manufacturer or dealership have sort of left on their shelf from new is really nice when when you're doing a little hunt for an old part, new old stock parts, and find them online. And even sometimes just second-hand parts, just a little hunt can be quite fun. So I think that's part of the enjoyability for me, is just looking for new parts that may not have been fit to a vehicle yet, or even finding a cool second-hand part which I can use for my collection later on. Say if something goes wrong with the car, I've got it there, I can put it on the car. Or even investing in these parts, not something that I would do, just finding older parts. And it's good fun. I love searching eBay and stuff. I do it all the time. I'm really guilty of just searching eBay constantly, looking for stuff that I can buy. So it's really, really nice when you come across something that could be quite rare. Another big thing for me is sort of how unique the car is as well. It's really nice to have a car that's genuinely unique. When you've got a newer car, for the most part, and I'm not saying it in a horrible way, but when I had the ST, I saw them absolutely everywhere with the Fiesta STs. They're so common now, and it sort of just kills that whole sort of that feeling of originality. And for me, I do like to stand out, but I also like to feel original at the same time. And when you see the same car all the time, absolutely everywhere, for me personally, it just felt like a bit like, well, there's a bit too much of it now. You see it all the time. So having an older car can be really quite unique, and definitely a unique experience as well. I mean, this Puma's been a very unique experience so far, and I haven't even owned it for that long, but the fact that this is limited edition, it's got the nice Recaro leather seats, it's got the yellow paintwork, which is completely mad, and really, it does turn people's eyes. You'd be surprised, it really does. People turn around and think, what the hell is that? Which, whether they're thinking that's a piece of crap or whether they think that's quite nice, I don't really care. But it's nice to have something genuinely unique, so that's definitely a thing that adds to the experience for me. So I've covered 5 things. I think I'm going to go over one more thing because it's very important to me as community, and with the Puma especially, but with other old cars as well, there's always going to be a cult following, and especially a community behind that. And I've found that the Puma owners group on Facebook has been very, very good for information. The Project Puma forum has been really nice. I've been posting my build on there, just basically things that I've been doing to the car to keep it on the road, but also little bitty bits that I want to do to it in the future. It's nice to keep on track of it, and being in a community for a specific car is really nice, especially when it comes to the older cars, because people know a lot more about them. People can advise you if you've got a problem that you maybe don't know how to fix. It's really nice to go just ask on the page, or maybe find an old forum post and you'll find the answer there more than likely. Whereas with newer cars, if something goes wrong, you're more than likely going to find that, okay, thanks for pulling out on me, you're more than likely going to find that people will maybe advise you to go to a garage. The repair bills are going to be extremely expensive. People maybe haven't figured up another sort of method of fixing these certain things if they do go wrong, or even little DIY jobs that you can do. I find that a lot of that you can find on the Puma forum, which is really nice as well. So definitely community for one is a very big thing when it comes to cars. And when you see another Puma owner on the road, I always like to give them a nice wave, and they normally give me a wave back as well. Definitely nice to share something in common, because you don't see them a lot anymore. I never used to like the Puma personally, but it's really grown on me. It's a really fun car in my opinion. I'm really I take pride in driving it. It's just an awesome car, and it definitely puts a smile on my face. Albeit I have had problems. For example, the other day, the master cylinder just completely, it just wanted to die. It died straight on me, so the brakes stopped working. But travelled an hour away, grabbed the master cylinder off another car with the servo and the ABS lines and the vacuum pipe for £15. If that was any other car, brand new, you'd be looking at probably almost £600, £700. On eBay, still, you'd probably be looking second-hand about £400, £300, £200 at least. So it just goes to show that having an older car can, in some respects, be a lot cheaper. Like I say, all in all, it's a great experience. I'm not going to long this video out too much. We've probably been filming for about 15 minutes now, so I'm going to put an end to it here. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I did want to make this video just to touch on why I really enjoy owning this car. A lot of people might not understand, but you can't knock it until you've tried it. Losing the ST, there's a Puma owner. I don't think he waved at me. He didn't wave at me. I literally saw a Puma come straight past. But yeah, I mean, owning a newer car and sort of losing that was quite heartbreaking for me at the time, but getting past that, having an older car is actually really been a gift. You know, I felt a lot more fulfilled having this car than I ever did with the ST, and that's something that most people probably wouldn't understand until you bring through that experience. But I don't think that I'll ever own a newer car, at least not for a very long time. I'm quite content with this, working on it and doing little bits and bobs, essentially just doing little bits of restoration here and there, getting it all nice, and maybe doing a couple of little cheeky mods on the way. Nothing too crazy, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video anyway. I felt like I needed to make it. It's a really nice day. I'm in a good mood. I'm going to go home now to play the new World of Warcraft release, WoW Classic. It's going to be awesome. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, I've been Lewis. You've been awesome, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.